Hi MTG friends, this is Zach trying something a little different here. We're going to be doing a shorter video. I'm also going to be putting this up on TikTok, so if you are from TikTok and you don't know me, I am on the channel MTG Friends on YouTube. My name is Zach, otherwise known as Fangride, and if you're on YouTube, I have a TikTok now under the username Fannygirdle, so please go check those out. But today I'm making a shorter form video because I just got out of a Commander Masters draft, won my match, and wanted to show you what I pulled, what I built, give you kind of an idea of what's going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and reverse that camera, and we're gonna show you what I got. All right, so here we are on the other side. So what I've got over here first are the cards that did not make my draft, even though they were pretty great cards. There's a handful of others too that I've just already set aside that weren't even playable. Skyline Despot was a pretty good early pick that I grabbed, just didn't end up making it into the deck. Hamza was an early grab that I grabbed, just thinking about it maybe as a commander. Got Fierce Empath because I was going pretty high on the mana values. Priest of the Bloodright, we're in a sacrifice deck. I haven't talked about it yet, but we are playing Sek'Kuar Deathkeeper. We'll talk about him in a moment. So this card seemed like it might be good. Ended up kind of slicing it out as we were trimming down the deck. We had a couple copies of cards like Crawling Infestation, a couple Opal Palaces that wasn't really helpful. Thorn of the Black Rose, Fungal Plots, Blood Aspirant, another Opal Palace here, and a Read the Bones. And then on the value side of things, we also got ourselves a foil Freyalise Llanowar's Fury, and our biggest hit was Kindred Dominance. Neither of these ended up making it into the body of the deck. They're both great cards, but Sek'Kuar really cares about your non-token creatures dying. And while Kindred Dominance could play into that by choosing like Graveborn, other cards that I pulled, including other board wipes, ended up just being a little more interesting. So, let's take a quick look at the commander itself. Sek'Kuar Deathkeeper is a 5-mana Jund commander. 2 black, red, green for legendary creature Orc Shaman. He's a 4/3. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you make a 3/1 black and red Graveborn creature token with haste, so we can really swing in with those boys. Now, we had a pretty spicy deck here. We were running exactly 25 lands, split among red, black, and green. We were primary black with a decent number of green. And let me tell you, this deck ramped like crazy. I probably had 20 lands on the board by the end of the game. We were including cards to get stuff back out of the grave, like Cadaver Imp, which making sacrificing your stuff a little better. Got a Thought Vessel, Skyshroud Claim to help with the ramp. A Victimize to help with getting big stuff back out of the graveyard if it got destroyed, and boy, did this pay off. Here's my big board wipe that I played over Kindred Dominance, Decree of Pain. This is an 8-mana wipe that lets you draw a bunch of cards, or you can cycle it to draw a card and give everything -2/-2. We've got a Loyal Apprentice just giving us endless token sack fodder in case we need to sack stuff. Read the Bones to get some draw. Now here's Nightblade to really pay off a lot of the token creation that we're doing. This card did so much, just as a simple common. Huge pickup in draft. We played a couple Thriving lands. We had a Thriving Moor. I think we had 2 Thriving Moors and the red one as well. I'm sure we'll see it in a moment. Acidic Slime was a big hit, just super great little piece. Really easy to play. Let's get those lands out of the way. Corpse Augur ended up being huge as well. A 4-mana 4/2, and you want to sack him because you want to draw cards and lose life. Like, I'm happy to draw cards, and you just have to load up a graveyard with creatures, whether it's your own or an opponent's. We had Burnished Heart. I played this not just for the ramp, but because it sacrifices itself, and I thought that was a nice little outlet there. We played Snakeskin Veil as a way to protect our commander. Honestly, never needed it. Never drew it either, but never needed it. Sek'Kuar stayed on the battlefield from the moment I played him. We played a Beanstalk Giant. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him, but I love this card as both ramp and some crazy accelerant. He combos really well with another card we have in the deck, as does Regal Behemoth, who is huge. Sadly, also did not see him during the game, but definitely would have made some work. Same dice with Demon Disciple. Didn't see him, but having this be basically a free sacrifice on its own, can just pitch a token or something, and having each opponent have to sack something too is really good. Can also choose to sacrifice himself. Let's get a few more lands out of the way. We played a Heartless Act as a removal spell. We played a Witch's Cauldron as a sacrifice outlet. Played a Furious Rise since our commander itself, look at that, has 4 power. Didn't come up in the game at all, but super good card and would have been a really nice synergy. Played Anna Braid for being one of the most flexible damage and removal spells. We had Izarith the Awakener as a way to get creatures back for one last hurrah. This was our big mythic, I can't really say it's a bomb, but banger. Twilight Prophet here. This card is crazy, and I probably gained 15 plus life from this card. It came back onto the battlefield a couple of times and really did a lot of work there. Carrier Thrall was a really nice, easy card. It's just a little 2/1 for 2, and it makes a mana dork, sort of, when it dies. It was really nice. Dread Return is one of the craziest commons in this set, though. Oh my god. Got 2 creatures back with it on the same turn. Made a ton of tokens just from using this card, too. It was great stuff. One of the biggest bombs in this entire deck, though, was this Ogre Slumlord here. This got passed to me, and this did crazy stuff. 5 mana, 3/3. Whenever another non-token creature dies, not even your own, just any, you get that 1/1 black rat creature token, and your rats have Death Touch. This thing was insane. Highly, highly recommend this card. This did so much work. The 2 of these together, there we go, let's get the lighting right, just pumping stuff out. And as I mentioned with that Regal Behemoth, Eudora, Grave Gardener, this card was an interesting needle to thread. This card is crazy. It's a 5/5 for 5 already, but whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you can return it to the battlefield face down as a forest land under its owner's control. What was interesting about this card was figuring out which cards were worth flipping into forests and which ones were worth keeping in the graveyard for later. I actually made a mistake in that game and put my Nadier's Nightblade down as a forest and then started drawing my revival spells. Luckily, I was still able to close it out, but it was a little tough. We had Vandal Blast, and I was playing against, not that I knew it at the time, but was playing against an Equipments deck, and this thing was super helpful there. Eternal Witness is another way to recur stuff. Kodama's Reach is a way to, get some land ramp. Another removal spell with Tragic Slip. And there's one of our Thrivings. Stormkiln Artist was in here. We weren't playing a ton of instants and sorceries, but look, treasures are treasures. Powerful card. We had one of my favorite cards in this draft was Frontier Warmonger. It's a 4/4 for 4, so already a decent rate. And whenever one or more creatures attack one of your opponents, any one of your opponents, or a Planeswalker, those creatures gain Menace until end of turn. This thing was crazy for closing out the game. I was able to turn my army of tokens into just a bunch of Menacers and completely invalidated my opponent's defenses. We had a Rot Shambler, which across this game turned into a massive 10/10. Really, the only downside of this card is a lack of trample. So if you draft this card and you find a way to give it trample, highly recommend. We also got a Legion Vanguard here, which was a good, easy little sacrifice outlet and a way to draw some lands. This was a big hit as well. Cabal Patriarch, super useful. Pulled him in the late game and was using him to just snipe creatures left and right. And then we finish with the red Thriving Bluff. Let's go ahead and take a look at our reward pack as well. Nothing crazy in here, but we got that Nesting Dragon. We got a foil Zalortha Strength Incarnate. Super exciting to get this in paper. This is the first time that this card has ever been printed as Zalortha. Previously, it was just a Godzilla. Really excited by that. We got a Battle Screech, a Campfire, just some easy little commons. This card is especially amazing in Pauper EDH now that it's downshifted. Got Portal Mage here, cute little card. Havoc Jester, which would have done really good in this Sek'Kuar deck. Nice extra copy of Padim, which is a great card for artifact decks. Got an Ashnod's Altar. We got a Piana. Yeah, she exists. We got Rankle, of course, and that was our reward pack. Like I said, nothing super crazy in here. Additionally, getting that Kindred Dominance was really nice. But we also got this Disrupt Decorum as a promo since we were able to participate today. Absolutely gorgeous art. Really funny flavor text as well. Just super cool little addition to our draft. Was really happy to get that. Overall, this was just an absolute ton of fun. Highly recommend trying it if you are able to do so. It's a little pricey. I ended up paying $45, but you get 4 packs out of it, 3 to draft, 1 just for participating, which I really liked from the competitive side. I've been Zach with MTG Friends, and hope you'll check me out some more. Thank you very much. Bye!